All right, welcome. Thank you all for your patience while we got this set up. I really appreciate it. This is the first time Call of Duty 4 is being shown off at a GDQ in any capacity, so I'm very excited to be showing it off. There's a lot of really cool stuff about this game. It will surprise you. Commentators, if you want to introduce yourself, let's go. What is this? Right to left. There we go.
Yeah. Blue Target. I've been playing this game, speedrunning it since 2019, and it's been amazing to see how it's grown over the last few years.
My name is Eric. I've been speedrunning COD for quite a bit, about 2020. But yeah, first time seeing COD 4 being ran live, so I'm quite excited.
And I'm Jaxler. I did Pumpkin Jack earlier today, and I am woefully underqualified to be on this couch right now, but we're here for the vibe.
I'm excited to have Jaxler on my couch for the first time. Jaxler he's the homie. So yeah, something I'll say really quick. The all-in-one mod, this is basically like a speedrunning mod that was made by another COD runner named Survivor. Shout out Survivor.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. It adds a lot of quality of life changes, and also it'll allow us to see our speed at any given time, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna hope that I don't mess up literally the first input in the game, which I always do. But anyway, I will count us down. Let's let the level load, and then it'll be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I didn't mess it up. Let's go. All right, so basically, this is a game that was made by Infinity Ward. This was one, in my opinion, like really the last good COD. I wasn't a huge Modern Warfare 2 fan, sorry, but I know, I'm sorry, but this is the team that went on to, or the team that made this game would later go on to make Titanfall 2, which if you know me at all, you probably know me from that. So I love the continuity that is here, that you can see a lot of similarities between this game and Titanfall. So this is your typical like tutorial mission for an FPS. We don't actually have to shoot these targets like really fast or even accurately. We just kind of have to shoot 7 and then we move on. So this is just teaching us about various mechanics in the game. Gaz is talking to us. This game is like vehemently British, by the way. There is just a lot of, I mean, like we're gonna go down to Ball's Gate, a lot of that stuff. So something that's really cool about this game is the older CODs, they run on a modified Quake engine. So a heavily modified Quake engine, you might say. So if you check out that velocity meter, which I love that we have on screen, that is going to be telling us how fast we're going. And is it units per second? Or do you know what the actual measurement is for that?
I believe so.
Anyway, basically, the main thing to know is that if it's red, that means I'm going fast. So the deeper red it goes, the faster you go. We have to send Lovejoy to his death. Goodbye. And so this is the target course. Fortunately, I don't have to be really fast at this. I just have to do it at like a reasonable pace that beats out Captain Price's dialogue.
Yep.
I just realized this is kind of nerve-wracking doing it in front of a bunch of people, because a lot of people have probably grinded this out. This isn't going to look pretty. I'm just going to try and get through it efficiently. So, but yeah, I really love the flow of this combat course, especially compared to like Titanfall 2's Gauntlet, which is, I think obviously they really tested out the idea with this. So something cool about this game is, or actually I'll talk about strafing in just a sec can I shoot please? Thank you. After I get through this flashbang through the door. Oh my God, I'm not even listening to Price because I'm talking. Wall bang him. There we go. Okay. Cool. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Yeah. It was sloppy, but it's fine.
Anything around 15 seconds is very fine.
Yeah. Dang it. We'll get a chance to run that back later.
We'll get it.
So let me do. We are playing on Recruit, but don't let that make you think that this run is going to be easy. The whole purpose or the whole basis for Call of Duty is that you're supposed to be kind of like just another soldier in the fray, and so there is a ton of enemy density in this game. The lethality, the lethalness, the lethality of enemies is random, so some of them can just laser you, and also the enemy melee attacks do the same amount of damage on Recruit that they do on Veteran. So if you are like even one tick under max HP, you will just like instantly die. So the risk of death is really, really high in this run. And it's especially when we get to like the second to last level, no fighting in the war room, if you remember that is extremely difficult to do efficiently. So here is effectively the first mission of the game, Crew Expendable. And I'll take this time as we're kind of running down here to talk about really the base movement in the game. You'll notice I'm doing a lot of like sprint jumping, and you'll notice that velocity meter going up. And the reason that's going up is because, we have air strafing. So anytime I'm holding WA or WD, or basically diagonal left or diagonal right in the air, I'm going to be gaining speed. And so there's a lot, we basically are going to route our entire movement around that. It really adds a it adds a huge skill ceiling to the game in allowing you to move like this. And there are a lot of tricks that we're going to do that require very precise strafing. And it's just fun to do. That was kind of, I think, my main draw for running this game. I think like when you hear about Call of Duty games, you maybe don't think about like their movement runs, but nice. This game is very much, maybe not very much, but it's definitely like a movement game, and movement FPSs are like what I'm all about. So what you saw there was a little, what we call it, I guess we call it a frag boost, even though it's not like what you might think is a normal frag boost, but a lot of the stuff, actually, can I get my game audio up, by the way? Oh, I might die. There we go, we're fine. A lot of the things that we have to do in this game rely on allowing our allies to reach areas to open doors for us and things like that. So we will be throwing grenades in order to cause them to move into more like optimal places. Game audio definitely down after that. Sorry, I'm gonna be that guy. But yeah, we're gonna be gatekept by a lot of these guys to advance the game, and so throwing grenades is gonna allow them to sprint rather than walk to the next location. And as we get down here, if I jump down the stairs, I can skip a trigger that allows that causes that guy to move forward, which gets an early kill. And so all of these enemies are required to die in order for us to move on. The reason I picked up the AK is because on every difficulty, it literally one-shots enemies, which is really nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot personally as somebody that's trying to go fast. And you really can't rely on your allies to kill basically anyone in this run. So being able to one-shot people, I mean, I don't know, I think it's a little redundant to say that. It's pretty valuable, so...
It's helpful.
It's helpful.
It does have one drawback, and that is that your base speed is a little bit slower with the AK.
Yep.
So you'll see that he's using like the MP5 when he's strafing around. But here, you already have like kind of slower movement, so it's good to use the AK to take out the enemies quick.
Yeah, the game will like randomly just nerf your movement at various points. Really, anytime, like, if you ever see me strafing around, like, 350, 360, that's when the game is actually, like, I should reload here, not swatch weapons. That's when the game is actually allowing us to go full speed. This is, like, one of the tougher combat sequences, I would say, in the entire game. There are a lot of enemies in here. I missed one. There's somebody back there. I hope my teammates get him, but they definitely won't. That guy's in last stand. I'm taking a note of that. So there's a lot of enemies all over here, and you can see the enemy density I was talking about is just really, really high. I'm getting beamed. I'm waiting for a dialogue queue. Okay, cool.
There we go.
So I'm going to try to teleport Gaz to a location here by staying right here. There we go. He teleported. You'll notice I'm going to be having this menu open at all times. Hold on. I got to lock in.
This is important.
No. Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah.
Well done.
All right. Okay, that's a good omen for the run. That's a good omen for the run.
We're locked in.
Little bit of movement to get out of here. Just some strafe jumps across the gap. Nice. I'm glad I hit that.
Very nice.
Now, like a decent crew expendable. I'm like a little bit of flubs because you got like the marathon nerves, but otherwise we're doing okay. So yeah, this next section we're gonna get to see a lot of the, I guess, a very specific form of strafing that you'll only see in these kind of segments. And now, of course, one of the most iconic lines in the game. We are leaving! All right, so off we go. We can't sprint right now, but we can still strafe jump. And we're going to be doing wall strafing here. So by holding diagonally into a wall, we actually go significantly faster than our base. Like, I guess I don't know if you call it running speed, but walking speed here. So that's what's really nice about having this velocity meter on display here, is I can kind of just check my velocity at any time and make sure that I'm going at the optimal speed. So the movement to get out of the ship here is quite annoying. There's a lot of like strangely shaped walls, and you can technically do like some hops and strafing to go a little bit faster. It's quite frustrating, but fortunately we are just about done here. And at this point, I'm just going to be trying to jump the whole time. If you ever see me flicking my camera, that is because I'm trying to induce some of that strafing I talked about. This game also does have circle jumps, effectively, where if you kind of start your strafe jump on the ground, you will continually build speed, and that also applies to when you jump. So a decent crew expendable, honestly. Like I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, after this, what levels comes up after this anyway? I don't remember at this point. The coup, right? The coup,
which is interesting.
You know why I don't remember the level actually? Yeah. So we don't play the coup, which is really nice. It's literally entirely an auto scroller. It's literally just a cutscene start to finish. So rather than forcing runners of the game to sit through a 5-minute auto scroller where literally nothing happens, we skip the coup.
Yes, which is very nice. When I first started learning this game, we did not do that, and it was tea time.
I would not have ran this game if that was not a thing. So being able to skip a 5-minute auto scroller is pretty great. So I immediately switched to the grenade launcher here. So we mentioned that like certain weapons make you run slower. Generally speaking, assault rifles are going to be the things that make you run slower. However, if you swap to the grenade launcher, it just like doesn't count as a assault rifle. So it allows us to run at full speed. This level is Blackout. This is kind of, I mean, I guess I said Crew Expendable was the first mission of the game. This is kind of the first mission of the game. Crew Expendable, again, it's kind of more of an extended tutorial. But anyway, we're going to see some of these frag boosts here that I was talking about. The frag boosts are honestly really precise, especially in certain areas of the game. We generally just want to like throw them at Price's feet here, and he runs forward. And they are very timing and location specific, especially like this one right here, if I can. Nice, cool. So
very good.
Honestly, that saved probably like upwards of like around 5 seconds right there, if I had to guess. This one, you know, I'm not going to go for just because it's a little weird. And so we're going to get to see the first really big glitch here. We are going to get out of bounds coming up. Shout out Blue Target for this strat. I really appreciate it because the other strat was mind-numbing. This is called an elevator. I don't really understand why it works, but like if you kind of wedge yourself into a certain spot and then sprint, you just kind of upwarp. And so now we're out of bounds. And so the whole reason we're out of bounds is really for the express purpose of putting some C4 in a window to kill some enemies that are going to be there later. So I'm going to take out these guys, do a little reload cancel. I'll talk about it later. Kill these guys, pull out the C4. And then you can see we can kind of see through the house here. We're definitely not supposed to be here. So I'm going to take out this guy. Then make sure to double tap them because enemies will be in last stand, which means that they'll be like on their back shooting. It can cause a lot of problems, especially later in the run. We'll come over here. And I don't think you have to do this, but I just make sure to aim down the scope with the sniper to like kind of clear that check if it's there. And so now we're going to do another elevator. This one is, I would say, much more difficult than the other one. And I'm going to be using the velocity meter to kind of help me set it up here. I'm trying to get like, there we go. Nice. Okay, cool. We got it. All right. So now what we're going to do. Yeah, you can clap for that. You can clap for that. That like I've reset over that before. So now what we're waiting for is I'm looking at the bottom right corner of the screen, this mini-map. I'm waiting to see if my allies are going to run forward. I'm checking this mini-map all the time because this game is so dependent on your allies reaching certain areas. There's a lot that happens under the hood in this game that you wouldn't really like expect unless you kind of knew it was going on. So yeah, I'm taking my time here because we have to. Okay, you know what? I'm not taking my time. We're gonna go. It's possible that I can soft lock here. I'm like reasonably 95% sure that I've done everything to prevent the soft lock. Captain Price, man of resistance. I don't see Gaz over there. That's good. I don't know if I killed everybody.
You might need like 2 more.
Nope, we're good.
Here we go.
So if I kill these guys here, then they all start running. Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
That soft lock, I don't know why that happens. It's possible that your enemies just don't advance or your allies don't advance past the doorway, but fortunately we are all good to go.
Yeah, there's a trigger right outside that door that Bry was sort of standing near to take out those enemies down below. And if you go a little bit too early, your teammates don't hit another trigger, and then it kind of like skips that trigger and doesn't let them enter the building. So they just get stuck over there.
Yeah. At this point, we're waiting for our allies to catch up and start this whole sequence where they interrogate this Russian dude. And so I'm just kind of trying to snipe enemies that might get in our way later. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna start rappelling. We can actually jump down here, and I think you can survive sometimes.
You can,
but you have to do this in order to progress the game.
Yeah, yeah. The rest of the level is tied to that rappel right there.
All right, so we got to do some more really fun strafe moving across here. My pathing through this area is really quite precise because if we kind of move too far in one direction, it really dramatically slows down how long it takes Gaz and Price, who are kind of like our main allies. It dramatically slows down how long it takes them to reach us. So I'm trying to stay away from that door, and that was a pretty fast clear. Okay. Oh, they're being slow. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out my C4 again and pre-place them in this house. Hopefully they don't get stuck on the windowsill. Thank God. Okay. There we go. Oh, Price was fast. Yeah. Okay, so this was pretty good. We're going to wall bang the guys right here that are inside the house. And now we just wait for Gaz and Price to clear the rest of the building. I have 1 frag, which I am noting for the future. So far, okay, I'm not even going to say so far so good. So far, this sucks. This is terrible. Nothing bad or nothing good is going to happen for sure. What's that?
I said very mid so far, but no.
Very
this
mid
is going
so
great.
far.
This is going
great. Yeah. Hopefully I can actually see in here, even with the bright light behind me. We're good. So those C4 we're going to activate now. And that's going to kill both the enemies that are in 2 of these rooms. These guys. That guy didn't die. The C4 missed him. We're good. Now we're waiting for Price. We're waiting for Price. Thank you, Price. And this is a pretty specific frag boost setup that I'm doing. I don't really know like the exact proportions of it, but I just kind of do this and it works. It's him.
Nikolai, are you all right? Can you walk?
Yes, I can still fight. Thank you for
And then
giving me
Price
that
runs forward.
Yep.
Nice, good. Okay, cool. All right, we're all good. That was a good blackout. That was a good blackout. Basically, from here, we're just kind of waiting for Price to get to the helicopter. We throw that frag in order to cause him to get out of the house early. And I'm definitely not going to get anywhere near the helicopter when it lands because I've definitely never died to it. So
No.
even when it's moving like this, you will die if you touch it. So again, I'm looking at that mini map in the bottom right. I know Price is right there, waiting for him, and then we are good to go. Okay. All right. Blackout out of the way. Crew expendable out of the way. So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Doing great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Also, this prompt you see on the screen, the press G to use night vision goggles,
We're gonna see that. We're
you're gonna see that. The game really wants you to do it. It's really like not that hard to press it, but you just you're so locked into running the entire time. So now we're on to Charlie Don't Surf, arguably one of the most iconic intros to an FPS mission ever. This is very like, oh yeah, America, yeah.
There's a few of those moments.
Let's go, you
This
know.
is definitely the one that comes to mind, though.
Yeah, and this level is also home to, I would say, the most notorious, famous, difficult skip in the entire run. It's super fun. I think it took me, when I was learning this game, it took me about 4 hours to hit it once.
It was very, very.
That was a fun stream.
I was there for that stream.
That was a fun stream.
That was fun, but that was rough.
The pop-off was real, and we are going over the entire map that we're going to be seeing later. And I'm going to try and shoot out this window. It's not important that I do, but that will come into effect later. It's like impossible to aim at while the helicopter is doing all that, so we will see if any of these shots hit later on. So this mission opens with another, this is an elevator technically, is it not?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, all these, there's like multiple different kinds of elevators. There's like sprint elevators, which you saw with the tree. There's like crouch elevators, which you saw with when I was like staring at the wall earlier. This is another, I don't know what kind of an elevator this is. A jump elevator? I don't even know.
It's you're basically just getting your head stuck in the pixel above, and when you try to stand up, the game is placing you up above as high as you can on a solid piece of ground. So that's what's happening there.
Don't shoot me, thank you. You can hear them screaming, trying to melee attack me. Not very cool, don't appreciate that. All right, so we need this RPG. It is important. And we're gonna do another sprint elevator here. And the way I set up this elevator is a little funny. I used this little blob that you see on the ground, a texture, in order to get this line up. And eventually I should go up about now. Nice, okay, here we go. Come on, tell me I got it first try.
First
Yeah! Oh my
There we
God!
go.
I can't believe I hit that first try.
Amazing.
Okay.
Nice.
I promise that is incredibly hard. Okay, so that's the best case scenario. So we literally just skipped like 5 minutes of the level. We hit the end level trigger, and now we wait for about a minute for the level to end. I can't believe I hit that.
That was
Woo!
go.
That is
Now you
really
get-
cool.
now you get to chill, yeah.
Now we get to chill.
Yeah, we just
I can actually talk about, I guess, about what exactly happened there. So I mentioned like some of the skips require like some very precise strafing. That's a big like arcing left strafe into a right one. Mike, game, what? I'm joking. This happens all the time. Sorry. I probably should have cleared that with tech. My bad. Anyway.
Or with me.
I know.
I know nothing.
Yeah. So the cars, or like there are various surfaces in the game that you can like bounce off of them. Basically, I'm not really sure why a bounce works, but also the sound just plays here.
Yeah, we get some very
Big
nice
Bird
rap music.
Halitosis is not bars. I don't know what this artist was thinking, but that is not, they're not bars. Anyway, if you land like on specific parts of like a car or like a barrier or even certain like parts of like the ground, you'll just like shoot up in the air.
Yeah, it's a very specific, precise angle, and then your speed also comes into play. Yeah.
So then does the RPG factor into extending that boost too?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you shoot the RPG while looking a certain direction, it'll propel you in the opposite direction.
So it's like a knockback boost.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah,
works
it
from
doesn't
the
do you
FPS
much,
as
but
well.
it does like a decent amount.
Yeah, it
Yep.
gives you 64 velocity in
Yep.
the opposite direction you shoot it.
There's a very specific strat I'm doing here in order to teleport one of our main allies, Vasquez. I think I see him get to the right spot on the minimap, so as soon as he advances to that point, I'm going to come over here, kill this guy, and then he should just be teleported to the top of the stairs. I'm going to check my minimap. Yep, he's there. Why that teleport works, again, I don't know. It just does. I just basically read the directions and follow them like a recipe.
Yeah, shout
that's
out
what-
to Who's.
Shout out to
He did
Who's.
a lot of sciencing. for this.
Who's currently has the world record for this game. He is just like a phenom with COD runs. There's a lot of really incredible COD runners out there. Who's put together like a lot of materials for how to deal with a lot of these really weird areas that you wouldn't otherwise like know how to get through. So like, we should be good to go now. We have to like kill all the, there we go, nice. So this is a really difficult clear coming up here. There are a ton of enemies here. The risk of death here, I would say, is generally really high. There's like exploding cars, there's like grenades that they'll throw, there's snipers up on the ridge, there's a grenade like I was talking about, exploding car like I talked about.
RPGs floating in a little bit here.
RPGs, yep. I need that G3. Where's my G3? There we go. This weapon you're going to see a lot. Oh,
Speaking of,
cars explode.
Hopefully,
thank you. I think that was that one behind me, I think.
Oh, thank goodness.
This is a really good checkpoint. Yeah, I could have got sent all the way back to the beginning of the level, so that's just me not having good awareness. That's not really the game's fault. There is a lot of randoms in this game, but can't blame it there. And it's really like good practice just to blow up these cars immediately, but I get a little greedy because, you know, I want to go fast. I want to advance the game as quickly as possible. So fortunately, all the cars are exploded now. Need the G3.
You got overpass guys.
I got the overpass guys, and now we're kind of chilling. You know what? I'll get this out of the way. I'll do a solid for y'all. There we go.
My eyes.
I know. So we're waiting for this guy right here. He is scripted to die. There we go. We got to
West.
I know. Goodbye, West. We got to take his javelin and then take out some tanks up on the overpass here. I'm going to hit reload instantly in order to speed up the reload animation a little bit. And I'm going to go for another bounce here. This one is not as important, and arguably it's harder. But it does save a little bit of time if I can get it. Oh, okay. Now I have to wait because I got sniped, even though I threw the... Or I think I hit with an RPG. So I'll have time to go for like maybe one or two of these. It looks like my teammates are slow. Oh, I fell off. I'll have time for one.
You got this.
I'll have time for one, and if I hit it first try, like it might save like 2 seconds. It's kind of cool, but you know, ultimately, like it's kind of a nice to have. That was close. The angle you have to land on that car is like extremely precise. So
it's very tough.
Yeah, I would say that's harder than the other bounce, even though it doesn't look quite as flashy. And really, it just kind of skips waiting for those guys, and how fast they get to the fence is random. So we're gonna do some movement to get over to this next area, and there's going to be a dialogue line we're waiting for that we have to wait for, otherwise the game soft locks. So as soon as he says like Alpha 6, then we can move forward here. There we go. And there's a very specific like sequence of events we're going to do here, and like standing in specific areas. This is all in order to, I think, deload enemies so they don't go and like blow up this tank that we're trying to protect. So I'm waiting. Now I'm going to run forward. And okay, we should be good. Nice. I got a checkpoint anyway. We gotta go take out this like gun turret, kill these two guys, plant the explosives, run back through. Cool. So now the level is effectively over. There's still some other stuff we have to do, but there's going to be this big like set piece that plays out. You can hear all the dialogue like overlapping. This run is really chaotic, I think, at its when it like you really just skip a lot of stuff like this. I guess, you know, while we have some downtime here, I'll talk about reload canceling, especially since I have the G3. This weapon is super busted for a lot of reasons, but also because it has a really early reload cancel. You can basically animation cancel to skip a reload after... If you look in the bottom right, you'll see the ammo counter. If I double swap, now I can just shoot again immediately. And so you can do that with pretty much anything that can be reloaded in the game, as long as you wait for the right amount of time. And the G3 has an incredibly early reload cancel. I'm going to move forward now. And it allows us to effectively clear enemies, as you might expect. So now we're going to go for a teleport here. We're trying to get our allies to show up just on the other side of the tank. If I stand, or if I like lay down here and look kind of in this general area, they should all teleport right there. Nice, cool, we got it. So that saves actually a lot of time. They all just immediately show up right here. I think it's because they're out of your line of sight.
Correct.
I think,
yep.
Okay.
And you're also, from being at that barrel, you're in the trigger that spawns or starts their dialogue. Before we used to be like pretty far away and have to run over. This is like instant.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha. All right, now one of my favorite missions, Hunted. Dude, I can't believe we got TDS skipped first try. Like, what the bloody hell is that?
You're just locked in.
That's what I'm saying.
You're just locked in.
I do that bit every time on my stream, so...
Oh, okay.
The what the bloody hell is that? Yeah, that's
my bad.
Now I'm explaining the joke and it's not funny, so good job, Brian. Anyway, this level is Hunted. I think a lot of people say this is their favorite level casually. It's pretty cool. It's really combat intensive, and it's really quite random, I think, especially at the end, so...
There's also one trick that I think a lot of people will be surprised by, but we'll leave that as a surprise.
Are you talking about the nade strat?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I wasn't trying to spoil it too much.
The nade strat is pretty vague, so that could mean anything.
Yeah, they have no idea.
They have no idea.
Clue.
Yeah. Fortunately, that nade strat is not even like required anymore,
Right.
which is really nice. Not that it was required before, but it was like a big time difference,
Yep.
whether you hit it or not. So this game is like so many other games. You know, it's like you have backups for your backups for your backups. You're always playing for contingencies, especially in a game like this that is really super touch and go. Like there are a lot of aspects of this game that are just really finicky. Whether it's like elevators or bounces or your allies behaving certain ways or manipulating enemies to do certain things. Like I mentioned, there's a lot going on under the hood, and there's a lot of just kind of management that you're doing at any given time. So now we're going to move forward here. This level is really, really combat intensive. I would say has one of the more difficult combat sequences in the game. This is a lineup. Shout out Kluger for this lineup, by the way. Shout out Kluger in general. As soon as I hear Price talk, I'm going to throw 2 grenades.
Hold up.
There we go. This is going to kill a guy on the far side of the wall here. And as soon as these guys go... Oh, I was a little late there. I think that guy had my shotgun. I'm not sure. All right, so let's get my M4.
Probably AK guy.
Oh, this guy's alive?
Hello.
I don't know where that guy came from. So that's going to make things a little more complicated because there is a bit of like an ally manip I want to do here. I'm going to... Can I go? Thanks.
Price is bullying.
Yeah, I know.
What else is new?
We're trying to shoot at his feet to get him to stop moving. Okay, you know what? There you go. Okay, he stopped. Thank you, Nikolai. Now Price is going to tell us to be really quiet and not alert this guy. We're going to shoot at him. I would say a lot of this game is really just directly disobeying Price's orders.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, so
Exactly.
the reason we were trying to manip our allies is because we want them to go in certain spots. I think Gaz is going to go behind the. You know what? Let me see if I can.
This might work to your advantage here.
Yeah, actually. So Gaz is going to open up this door right behind him, and I'm just trying to block him. Oh, there we go. Good. Okay, good. So that saves like 2 seconds of him walking, which is what a lot of these strats are, including. Never mind. I'm not doing that one. I was trying to move into a certain spot to do a nade boost, again to save time, but
Pushing teammates is tough.
it's really difficult. They
slide
are
around everywhere.
beyond slippery. It
Yeah.
is ridiculous. Oopsie. Oh god, don't get flashbang, please. I'm gonna get flashbang. Oh no! I know. It's so sad.
It's fine.
The movement there is not that hard, but as soon as it's like if you mess it up even a little bit, you get flashbanged, and I got flashbanged. Okay, anytime we're shooting people, we're killing them. Anytime it's the dogs, we're putting them to sleep. I would never kill a dog. I want to be very clear. Okay, I got meleeed, so if I get hit one more time, I'm gonna get put down to 1 HP. That's a grenade. I didn't get put down to 1 HP, so that's cool. I appreciate that game. So this is that really difficult combat sequence I talked about. There's just, again, a ton of enemy density in this game. Kind of all over the place. Fortunately, we can blow up cars to kill people fast, so that's nice.
Yeah, it seemed like that reload cancel really kind of helped you out.
The reload cancel,
yeah,
that's another reason
too.
the AK is really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have ammo. Nice. Okay, so that was fine. Definitely like a kind of a mid clear. So this is where that strat that Blue Target talked about is gonna come into play. Our movement's gonna be nerfed for a second, so I'm gonna shoot early in order to alert enemies and give us our full movement speed again. And then basically we're gonna try. I'm gonna attempt to one-shot this helicopter up there. It's not required. If I get it, it's like a nice to have. It'll end up saving like maybe 4 or 5 seconds, but it's not incredibly important like it used to be. And this strat is like very, very difficult. You have to like stand in a certain spot, wait for the helicopter to like do a certain thing. Then you come over here and hope the helicopter's coming this way. I don't know if he is. I'm gonna try and kill these guys so they don't mess me up. And yeah, he's going the other way. So we're not even gonna go for it. Yeah. You have to do like a very specific manipulation to cause the helicopter to fly over the top of you. And it's like hard. I've thrown myself at that strat. I don't even know how many times. Maybe even like arguably almost as much as CDS skip. And I get that like, maybe like 3% of the time. So now that we have kind of like a backup here, it's really, really good. I'm basically gonna leave every enemy. I'm gonna leave one enemy alive in here, ideally. I'm gonna go get the Stinger. I hope the helicopter's in a nice place, good. So we have to shoot 2 Stingers at this guy. And we need to do this before our allies get here, and it looks like they're kind of moving, so this might be a little sketchy. Don't do it. Please work. I don't know if that hit. Does that hit?
Go through?
It did not work.
Oh,
okay.
nope.
Okay, I should kill this guy now, right? In this case, I'm gonna kill him now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at this point, yeah.
Yeah. So if basically I could soft lock here if like if that enemy died, like I don't even remember. I hope I don't soft lock. I don't even know if I'm gonna
I
soft
think
lock,
you should be
but-
fine.
yeah.
We didn't want the helicopter to change directions or have that enemy alive. Yeah, we should be good here, I think. Because yeah, we can soft lock because the game's like, oh, you didn't kill the helicopter, but
Yeah.
it's like already gone.
Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit slow, but that's just kind of how this level goes. It's a very difficult level to play optimally. Oh, is there somebody alive? Oh no, it's
Nope,
the
it's
helicopter
gone, yeah.
shooting at us.
Yeah.
So they should run back. If not, we're at like the end.
Nice shooting there, Soap.
Should be fine.
I think did we soft lock? I think we soft locked. Unless somebody's... oh, no,
nope,
you hear that?
yep,
Oh,
there we
okay,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought we soft locked for sure. Okay.
Gosh, Bryce, don't scare us like that.
Yeah, ideally, in an ideal world, that guy stays alive. Or sorry, you kill the helicopter with the second stinger, that guy stays alive, and you just kind of skip all of that waiting is effectively what happens there. Fortunately, we're basically at like the end of the level, so even if I did soft lock, I could just kind of go to the next mission for the sake of the marathon and not having to redo a 5-minute level that you all just watched. I love that little B-hop there. And so now we're just kind of waiting for a certain
Warhammer, fire mission, danger
dialogue
close.
trigger.
Enemy armor and infantry, 100 meters to the southwest of our location. Over. Copy. Coming down.
There we go. So now coming up is going to be, I mean, you know, maybe arguably the most iconic mission in the game, Death from Above, the AC-130 mission. There are actually speedrun strats for this. This is the part of the run where if I was at home, I would throw words on stream up on the game feed, and my entire chat would start playing words on stream while I do this, because it really is. It's going to be this for about the next 8 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So on my stream, we call it iPad baby content. So basically, it's like having Subway surfers up while you watch a show or something like that.
On the splits background, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yeah, we put words on stream up. It's a lot of fun. The amount of times I've been like, somebody type a viewer, or something like that as I look at it out of the corner of my screen. There are actual strats that we use for the first part of this mission. The first like 2 minutes are pretty neat.
It's really important too, yeah.
Yeah, they're very. Who's was like really kind of remastered the way that this level is played.
Yeah.
To Who's once again. So. Yeah, the first 2 minutes are very intensive. Then after that, it's effectively an auto-scroller. So we're going to use the 105mm on these guys right here. Blow up the truck. Get the guys in the village. Somebody light over there. Okay, and then we're kill the guys in the field. Okay, and now we're going to shoot in front of this church to cause the enemies to spawn out the back in about like 10 seconds. Kill these guys off spawn if they do spawn. I know I shot in front of there earlier. And then if you look at the bottom right corner, you'll see a timer. At 051, I have to hit a kill quota. So I'm going to hit that kill quota now. Okay, now I'm going to blow up this house, 056. Now we're going to kill these enemies off spawn. Kill these guys off spawn. Now there will be enemies in front of the church, which we definitely can't shoot the church. I have failed that before. It's surprisingly easy to shoot, even though it's big. Car spawn, waiting for him to round the corner because I don't want to lose the dialogue here. And then we're going to wait for about 124 on that timer in the bottom right. That'll be Price's dialogue. Okay, so now I'm going to go for like a very cloud RNG. I'm going to go for a very specific manipulation here. I'm trying to shoot in these two areas in order to cause these enemies that are in that house I blew up to run in a line directly backwards. This is ideally going to take them out of the radius that the game would consider them like needing to die. And so at a certain point, I will kind of kill the last stragglers, and we're looking for the dialogue. Please die. We're looking for the dialogue rolling in. Rolling in will let us know that we have advanced the game. So this should be about everybody. You can see they're all just running away. Nice.
Very nice.
There we go. Okay, cool. That you can clap for that, by the way. That's extremely difficult.
It's not easy to manage all those enemies. And we still have to hope for good teammates here.
I really just said, please clap. That is so hard.
It happens.
Fortunately, we didn't get trolled by our teammates, so this is really
Great.
good.
Yes,
This is really
great
good. Basically, from here on out, we're waiting. We're going to listen to some hilarious dialogue where they try to locate like this water tower in this curved road, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're effectively chilling here for the next 6 minutes. So get comfy. I don't know. Get a drink. I guess you can't really get.
Well,
a
if we got
snack,
time,
so.
then I have something I wanted to pick your brain about.
Yeah, I would love. Please pick my brain.
So, for the people who don't know at home, Brian has historically run a bunch of different FPS games. So I was curious to hear your perspective on like not only why you picked up this game, but how the process has been like kind of moving over into like something completely different. Not like completely different because it's still source based.
Yeah, yeah.
How has the transition been to a game like this, and how is the experience different? If that makes sense.
I had a blast learning this game. Honestly, honestly, like it ultimately like it wasn't. At the end of the day, it's like an FPS with movement, which is that's my playground basically, right? So. Yeah, I would say that the most difficult part of the learning process is just kind of, I talked about how this game is like very finicky and, it's very specific in terms of like how you manipulate allies and how you manipulate enemies. That has been that's a lot of stuff that only comes from experience and only comes from reps. So,
Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, go figure, like, as I play the game more, I get better at it. But really, like, that has been, you know, the most difficult part is trying to learn all that stuff that only comes through playing the game a ton.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny throughout the learning process. You know, like, Call of Duty 4 is a pretty old game. People have been running this game for a very long time. The amount of times I saw people like Kluger and Who's and Blue Target in my chat, people that have spent, you know, probably collectively thousands of hours on this game, I'd get like a random soft lock and they'll be like, I've literally never seen that before. It was literally like the first 2 weeks of me learning this game was like like a clip reel of bryonato soft locking the game in unforeseen ways. So that was fun, including on this level too. That happened. So I've effectively been discovering a lot of soft locks for the Call of Duty community. So
Yeah,
you know,
nice.
COD SR, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the process has been fun. Again, it wasn't all too unfamiliar for me. I think what I really like about learning this game is that I mentioned this a bit at the start of the run, but there's a lot of continuity here. Like, for people that don't know me, I got my start speedrunning Titanfall 2 back in, which you should watch after. The Titanfall 2 is coming up right after this run. That is, in my opinion, like my favorite speedrun of all time. I got started running that back in 2017, and you know, as you might expect, I shot a little early there. As you might expect, it's a game that has a lot of meaning to me, given that like it was kind of my entrance into. It's kind of the reason I'm like running this game in front of you right now, more or less, right? So the fact that it's the same development team that worked on this, worked on that, and you know, it's when you watch the credits roll, it's a lot of names I recognize. I mean, it's the exact same composer. There's similarities in the music. There's similarities in like in the way that some of the set pieces play out. It's, I don't know, it feels kind of full circle, and I would say that was one of the biggest draws to me for this, because like I really love the creative core that made this game and made Titanfall. So being able to, you know, kind of like honor that by continuing to play their games is really cool to me.
From a game feel perspective, do you also feel the connection? Or
Definitely.
Do you ever have?
Yeah.
I have this issue with some of the games I run where it's like same devs, same engine, but like they tweaked things, right?
Right.
Do you ever have things where it's like, oh, my brain is trying to do Titanfall right now in COD 4, for example?
Fortunately, no. I think I've, you know, I'm not a person that runs a ton of games. So, you know, I guess I've ran a lot of games like in my past, but generally speaking, I'm never running more than maybe like one or two things at a time. So it's pretty easy for me to kind of like separate those in my head, especially because at this point I've been retired from running Titanfall 2 for about 2 years. I think over 2 years at this point. So, yeah, I had somewhere I was going with this, but I kind of, I kind of forgot. Can you reiterate like the last part of that question for me?
I was just curious, like on a game field, because I feel
on a game field, dude,
especially with Source stuff too, right? Because it's like every like game with like either tab strafing or like air strafing or something like that, it's different, right? So I'm kind of curious as to how it like where it maps in the grander scheme of that. If that makes sense.
You know, I would say the biggest similarity between the two games, and you can see like their design decisions the same as like the FNG target course and the Gauntlet in Titanfall 2. You know what I mean? Like like that is like where that whole, you know, target course at the beginning of an FPS thing started. So yeah, it's cool to see that. But yeah, this game is different enough, especially in the way that you move around. Like, you know, in Titanfall, you're holding crouch the whole time. You're slide hopping. The air strafing is way different. The air acceleration is way slower. So yeah, again, not too different to split them apart. So this game really, I think, stands on its own, even within Call of Duty speedrunning in general. Like I'd say its closest comparison is Modern Warfare 2, obviously, but there's really like a lot of very unique things about this run.
Yeah. Because it's cool when you have the movement and also like the management of other game systems too.
Yes,
I think, right?
Definitely.
Because it's like, you know, in theory, like if this were just like a parkour game, you know, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
But like, there's that
I wouldn't complain if we didn't have to do this. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, sure. But like, it's that added dimension to it that gives it that flavor. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I also want to mention a little bit as well, because like you come from the Titanfall community, which is like, as far as like communities go, speedrunning wise, is on the bigger side. I'd say like
these days for sure.
Yeah, in terms of people that like stick around as opposed. Well, and I don't really have perspective on, you know, I wasn't allowed to play this game growing up.
Sure.
So I don't really know like what the community looks like. You mentioned a little bit, you know, like, you know, in stream, like all these people were coming in and talking about new sloth walks you found. What has been your experience like on like the community side in terms of like meeting new people as well as like, you know, what's the culture like? Yeah,
the COD community is like much different than I think any other community I've been in, because, you know, like everybody in that community kind of runs all of the CODs, even like even the ones that I would consider like, you know, no offense, right, like not very good speed runs. You know what I mean? Like they literally run everything, and so the fact that so many people have like so much knowledge of all the games is kind of fascinating to me and really admirable. So yeah, I mean,
because you don't see that in Halo, right? Because you kind of have at least.
no, you definitely see it in
You
Halo.
see it some in Halo, but like,
Yeah.
I think of Zoo, who's kind of like a Halo 2 specialist, for example. Like,
I mean, even Zoo has had like Halo 3 world records.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I'm
so let me be
okay,
clear.
cool.
I get the point you're trying to make,
Yeah.
but Halo is not the example.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. The Halo games are all like those definitely have some more similarities. So
Yeah.
Anyway, let me talk about Warpig for a second. This mission is almost entirely RNG, I would say, which is why I haven't really been making a point to talk about it because it's. Here we go. Actually, this is
a great team.
This might be there's really good teammates. This actually might be kind of fast. So that tank that you hear firing off rounds in the background, we have to wait for it to move far enough forward in order to progress the mission. So there's like some manipulation I've been. Oh my God, that's a grenade. There's some manipulation I've been doing in order to try to, get my allies and get the. This is fast. I think this is fast as far as I can tell.
It felt good. Like the Bravo 6 dialogue was pretty quick.
Bravo 6 dialogue was good. The teammates were fast. This should be going pretty well, but yeah, basically that tank needs to get around the corner. It needs to come all the way down here. Our teammates need to open up this door. Generally speaking, like when you go into this level, you're gonna get a time somewhere between like 4 minutes and like 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and that's about it. You're just kind of at the mercy of the game. Aside from the manipulations you can do, there are like advanced strats you can do that you might see in like an IL purpose, but as far as full game, like we're just kind of doing this, and we're here so early. This tank is gonna, dramatically move its barrel toward us as if it was about to shoot us, and then it's just gonna stare for probably the next like 15, 20 seconds. And he's gonna take his time.
Yeah, maybe he ran out of ammo or something,
Yep. This is what we're talking about. Seeing the tank is just looking at it like this. Yeah. In case you're wondering at home, I would still have words on stream up. Currently, we do this for the Death from Above, this level, and the level after.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, for me it was literally a thing with this game where I was like, I want to run Call of Duty 4, but I don't want to play Death from Above through Shock and Awe. Those levels are like extremely boring. I hate them. And then I was like, what if we just played other games?
Yeah.
So,
well, we were having this interesting conversation at dinner the other night too, how like even sometimes these missions can like suck or take a while with their auto scrollers. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have that in your run a little bit.
Yes.
Especially in a game that looks like it has so much going on, like mentality wise,
Oh my
to have
God,
that mental where you say, oh, that is a cuddle puddle, all right. Oh my goodness.
but yeah, it's definitely nice to have. In this case, it's like 2 levels too much.
That's fair.
If it was like just Death from Above, you're kind of chilling, but the fact that it's like 3 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I run Chibi Robo where half the run is cutscene, or
Yeah.
more than half the run, so
Also, this is literally me if you even care. Mustache, septum ring guy, this is me if you care.
I care.
You care? I appreciate that.
I got you.
So now what we're waiting for is this helicopter to come in and land down. Like I said, we're chilling. We're at the mercy of the game here. So we've done everything. The mission is about to finish, and then we have, I promise, only one more auto scroller, and then the game is cool again.
Yeah. Act 2, things pick up really quickly.
Yeah. We are still technically in the middle of Act 1. Act 1 is definitely the longest.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes.
So, yeah, I like to scare everybody in my chat, usually by letting the helicopter
I don't like
land.
this.
Yeah, I know.
This makes me nervous.
I've never died doing this, so it'd be funny if it happened now. Yeah, no, we're good. So, yeah. So this is going to be effectively the end of the American arc of this game. If you've noticed, or maybe you haven't noticed, we jump back and forth between like multiple protagonists, which is something that the Call of Duty series has done pretty much throughout its entirety. And this level is called Shock and Awe. I keep saying this is one of the most iconic missions in the game. This game, for its time, really was groundbreaking. I really credit Call of Duty 4 for, kind of shaping the landscape for what shooters would be after, especially on the multiplayer front with, perks and progression and unlocks. I mean, you see that everywhere now. And the campaign was like, arguably just as good as the multiplayer. People spent more time playing the multiplayer, obviously, by nature of it being multiplayer. But this campaign was really, really good. And, that's kind of something I appreciate about speedrunning it, too, is I get to play a really good campaign over and over and over. I may not, agree with, maybe kind of like what the Call of Duty franchise has become these days, and, especially some of the other, extra political stuff, but I appreciate this game for what it is, and especially for what it was at its time. And yeah, I don't know, it's cool to play this over and over, I must say. So even if this mission, from a speedrun perspective, kind of sucks, because it literally is just this for a while. And then there's a cool movement section, and then it's more of this.
And then
So,
more of the, I see.
Yeah. Fun, really fun mission. When I was like 15 years old, this was the best. I would go back and play this mission like purposely. So, also this part's really scary.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You can straight up die here. These enemies have RPGs. They will shoot at you. You might die. I think we're okay. Nope, I gotta. There we go. We're good to go.
There's no way to avoid that red screen there. Like, it just happens sometimes and sometimes doesn't. It's really weird.
Something I should note about the red screen too. I'll note it now because it'll come into play later. On recruit difficulty specifically, when you get red screened, you're invincible for what, like 3 seconds?
I believe so.
It's one-shot protection that they have in place for like the easier difficulties.
Yep.
So, though you can still get one-shotted by melees. So, you know.
I find that interesting because in World of War, when you get red screened, it's actually random how many shots you can take. Before you
Really?
die. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. And I know, like in Call of Duty 2, you could just die instantly. Is that right?
Yeah.
When you're red screened. So, yeah. So yeah, we're about what, halfway through? Roughly.
We're like here. We
Yeah.
got the movement segment.
The movement section is right after this.
Oh, right after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would still be playing words on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was just curious too, because you mentioned World of War a little bit. Like, because I know, like Halo, for example, I can see people kind of switching between the games a lot, and maybe this is a question YouTube may be able to answer. How difficult is it to switch between like games in the COD series in terms of
So
running it?
movement is not the same at all between like Treyarch and Modern Warfare.
Oh,
trilogy.
right, because of the FT. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing not strafe jumping everywhere. You're going to be strafe jumping and bunny hopping a bit. But one big thing to note is that the Treyarch series is considerably way more random compared to the Modern Warfare trilogy. So you have to deal with that on top of it. One-shot melees in World at War, which is ridiculous.
Just in general, it's one shot?
Yeah,
That's
no,
wild.
there's some bayonets. Enemies with bayonets just one-shot you.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, fair.
And also we just get random soft walks as well,
Yeah.
as you can see here as well.
Oh, this is not good. I meant to like kind of like ramp up off that wall and I missed. So I'm
I
red
believe-
screen now.
You're good.
I ran out of ammo and I tried to melee and I literally just missed. So that was a little funny. Fortunately, it's a pretty decent checkpoint. That won't happen again. But that goes to show you really just how quickly you die in this game. Like, we're on the easiest difficulty and I just got completely owned.
Yeah,
So-
you almost lived it too, which was crazy.
Yeah, almost lived it. I had one bullet too little. I don't know. Anyway, there's a cool little B-hop I'm going to go for here. I might not get it, but... And then I might get to be able to... Okay. No, that's still some fun movement. And we're going to do... Actually, I get afraid. You know, there is a kind of a cool skip in this level that comes up right after this. This is definitely like my favorite part of the mission for sure. So we're going to walk to a specific part of this grass right here. And I have the mini-map open so I know when the objective updates. So that objective now is kind of active. I can walk it in at any time and I'll just kind of appear in the helicopter. But if I go in too early, it'll soft lock the game. So I'm kind of getting about 1.8 meters. I'm looking at the bottom of the screen there to judge my distance. And I'm going to wait for the helicopter's nose to dip down right there. And I walk forward. Woo! We just teleport into it. So it's pretty cool. It's very easy, but it looks awesome. Who doesn't like just teleporting into a helicopter? That saves a decent amount of time too. So
I think it's a little over 5 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the animation of landing, getting on board, the turret, everything. It saves a little bit of time there.
yeah. So yeah, that's definitely the coolest part of this mission, I would say, is that entire contained section is neat. So one of our allied helicopters is going to crash land here, and we have to go and rescue them. And then anybody that's played this game remembers what happens next. So we're going to circle this area a little bit. There are going to be some more enemies with RPGs here. They're not really as much of a threat as any of the other ones. So this is all really easy combat. Like I'm playing with one hand right now. So whoa, foreshadowing, crazy. They did not know what they were getting into.
Maybe we should have listened to him there.
Maybe we should have listened to them. Yeah. So some of the movement you're going to see here is going to be a little preview of some of the later missions, especially the ghillie missions, which are against some really iconic... Dude, this campaign really was just 100% bangers.
There's some bangers for sure.
Yeah, bangers for sure. So we're going to go rescue our ally. E3 is going to one-shot that guy. All right. So we're carrying Captain Pelayo right now. Oh, please don't kill me, grenade. Oh my God. Okay, we're fine. And so you're going to see this little wiggle movement. Oh, that's another grenade. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those grenades will one-shot you. And it is like marginally faster than just running straight, because we're doing like the strafe running the entire time.
This is really a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, anyone who has motion sickness, just maybe look
tough.
away if we start wiggling there.
Yeah, so when we get to the later mission, one shot, one kill, effectively like half of the mission is doing that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. But you can do a lot of wall strafing during that too, so it's
a good mix.
It's not the worst thing ever. I actually kind of enjoy it. I'm not sure how entertaining it is to watch, but it's like kind of fun to, I don't know, it's fun to wiggle. So here we go. This is the nuke scene. This is the nuke scene. Yep. My 15-year-old me was shook by this. I will always remember the first time I played this game. Like the guy flying into the helicopter. Like this is
wear your seatbelt.
Yeah. Yep. And I remember I could not believe that they killed off a character that you played as. I was like browsing like forums and like GameFAQs and stuff like that. Like, how do I save Jackson? I was like, there has to be a way to like not die here. There like ain't no way they actually kill you.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if games. Maybe there are games that did that before this, but like this was I couldn't believe it. So this level Aftermath is pretty straightforward. You can actually save a ton of time here by wall strafing. The difference in your velocity from when you're like regularly moving versus when you're wall strafing here is by quite like a magnitude.
Oh yeah, you can kind of tell even visually.
Yeah, even visually. So you can save over just like holding W. Like it's probably like 10 seconds faster just to do this. So it's actually quite a big save, and this is the shortest mission in the game. So this is the last we see of Jackson. He literally dies, and now basically we're going to be playing as Soap, who is the British guy for the rest of the game. So. All right, so I believe is it Safe House up next?
Yes.
Safe House. Okay. So this mission is honestly really scary. Fortunately, we spawned with a shotgun, which is one of the fastest weapons that we have as far as movement goes. And we're going to be running all the way up this hill and then all the way down. And there's going to be a very specific strat we're going for. I have this like airstrike thing. It looks like I'm playing Dishonored right now. Can I drop that? Thanks. And so if we drop that there, it's ideally going to cause our allies to run in a certain way. The goal of this mission is we're trying to find the guy that basically is responsible for setting off the nuke. And he's holed up in one of these buildings. And so what we're trying to do is get our allies to immediately run to the building where he is. And so we're kind of, by running up here and then running back, we're basically telling the game like, okay, we checked all the houses. He's got to be in this one. So ideally, if that manipulation I talked about worked, I'm not sure if it will because I was a little bit slow with it. Price will just kind of appear at the door. Oh, Captain Price, my goat. I've never said anything bad about Captain Price. Nice. So he's just here immediately. That's really good. That is like a difference of, versus like the worst possible outcome there, probably upwards of like, 20 seconds. So definitely really good that we got that.
Yeah, he can also soft lock if he runs into a really weird path.
That's like true. That has happened to me.
It is not great.
Yeah. Yeah, you can soft lock in this game in
a lot of fun ways.
A lot of ways. A lot of ways. Yeah, as I have learned, like I mentioned. So Price is just, he's just committing a war crime right here. We're going to, kind of just not pay attention to it. And we're going to go upstairs, maybe take a little bath. War is, very messy. Take a little bath. Now I'm really tired. I'm going to go take a little nap. And we wait for the mission to end. So coming up next is the... Man, like I said, I keep saying this. Again, one of the iconic missions in the game.
This one for sure is.
And I would say, the most prestigious mission as far as like speedrunning goes too, because it really is like 100% movement. All gillied up, coming up next. This is my favorite mission to run because again, it's full movement, so it's really cool. If you're watching at home, the bitrate on the stream is definitely about to look really bad because there's so much grass and so much like the encoders cannot keep up with this most of the time. So.
I think I've seen you play this one.
Yeah. This mission is awesome. It's really, really cool. So we've effectively this is kind of like a prequel mission, so to speak. We're playing as Captain Price now, and we're looking for an arms dealer in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. And so we don't have to kill those guys, but we do them so they don't alert the dogs here, because the dogs make this mantle strat here very difficult. So I'm going to kind of get to a specific spot. Look here. Just barely missed it. Okay. I kind of can't see my lineup here. There we go. That's pretty precise. And now we're out of bounds. So what we're gonna do, we're basically are literally just sprinting and strafe jumping to the end of the mission. It's really incredible for me to watch people that are really good at this mission because I've had like, you know, I don't know, whenever I get to the end of the mission, I'm like, wow, that was really good. It's still like, you know, 20 seconds off world record. And that is just through sheer strafe movement. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of red numbers, but even then there are people that somehow manage to go faster on here, which is pretty wild to me. This part coming up is pretty scary. Fortunately, we didn't alert the enemies back at the opening area, so they're not going to shoot us quite as much, but I have died here many a time. We're going to kill this guy for safety. But this is a little mattress strat here. Ideally, we can jump up here, not Bermuda Triangle. If you fall in that little triangle there, you can't get out. So cool. Okay, awesome.
We don't talk about where that name comes from, right? It definitely wasn't from me on like world record pace or anything falling.
Oh, I can't imagine that would ever. Yeah, nothing bad would ever happen.
No,
Totally not.
really.
Yeah.
No. Totally organic.
I swear, with like Call of Duty in particular, this game kills your runs in the most like gut wrenching ways. Like like just random soft locks, falling into areas that you can't get out of. This is pretty good so far, aside from like the opening skip mess up. But yeah, we're effectively home free now. We've done most of the hard stuff. From here, it is just all strafing. Gonna dodge this dog. I hate when this dog chases me here. You know, it feels like I'm being chased in a nightmare, and I don't want to look behind me. Get away from me. Okay, we're good. Once we're here, he kind of like stops following you once we get kind of like to this point. But I always like, I have like a little primal fear that
it helps you go faster. When the
it kind of does.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There's somebody shooting at us right now. Oh no, it's the guy that I didn't kill out there. Yeah. So fortunately, the end level trigger is always active here. I love that big strafe down the stairs. This one over the wall, and we just run straight to the exit. And off we go to one shot, one kill. And, you know, I mentioned some of the randomness. This is coming up is the most random part of the run, I would say.
Yep.
So this is the guy that we're here to kill. And we're sitting, what, like close to a kilometer away from him? Oh, here's one of my favorite lines. That actually does skip some dialogue. So we do that on purpose. Now he knows he stopped talking. So this flag is going to indicate the wind direction. And the wind direction is entirely random and can change at any given time. So hopefully this will be one shot, one kill, and not like 3 shots, 1 kill. We'll see. I don't like this wind layout.
Nice.
Okay, woo! Okay, cool, okay. I have lost so many runs to that. Oh, cool, that was good. Okay, wow, this is really good so far. Anyway.
If you hit him but missed the helicopter, I would have laughed.
The helicopter isn't as important to hit, which is good, but yeah, it's totally possible to shoot at Zakhaev and the wind will change direction after the bullet comes out, so you just miss.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can wait, but, you know, it's a speed run, so.
Yeah, if you miss it and he goes back to cover, it's like 40-something seconds to reset and everything. Yeah,
and so what we want to do now is we want to escort Macmillan pretty far forward here in order to open up a door for us. And so what I'm doing is I'm placing a C4 there. I'm going to blow it up there to kill put some dogs to sleep, have them take a little nap. And then these enemies, oh, wow, there's a lot of enemies here that lived. Hold on. I need a G3. Anyone have a G3? No one's got a G3? Any G3s? G3, there we go. Got one. Cool. Okay, and these guys are way far ahead, so I'm going to have to make sure to deal with them. Mac is pretty far forward. Okay, so this is, despite my mistakes, this is actually a pretty good Mac. I'm going to put a Claymore here that is going to prevent Mac from getting stopped later on, and he actually beat me here, which he usually never does, so good job, Mac. Here's another frag boost. This one is really, really easy. Never mind. It's really hard. That's one of the hardest frag boosts in the run.
I've never seen a hit in a run, actually.
I feel like
really?
No, I'm just...
Can you? Thank you.
Oh, he's bullying.
Yep. Mac was loading for a sec there. So now we need to go clear out some enemies, and again, we're just trying to allow Mac to progress forward as fast as possible. This is another part of the run where you're managing a lot of the AI here. Hello?
Oh, we love Last Stand.
We love Last Stand, and especially bad Bloom RNG there. Cool. Are we good? Are we good? Are you in Last Stand? No. Okay, cool. There are definitely enemies that could be left in Last Stand in the area before this, and they will, like, this mission won't progress until they eventually die. You don't actually have to shoot the helicopter, you just kind of have to look at it, so I can just go like, pew, 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 bing, 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 and it dies. Yeah, it's great. I heard some claps for that, and I appreciate it. That is really like one of the funner quirks of the speedrun. So here we go. I believe what happens canonically is like What, he like tears his ACL or something, right? Like,
I think so, yeah.
yeah, he gets like super messed up right here.
Hell, I can't move.
I can't move.
If we run into trouble, you'll have to find
All right, so here we go. The wiggles are back. The wall strafing is back.
Oh, we're going this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a strat that Kluger found somewhat recently. It's just a slightly alternative route. There's a small risk of dying right here, but I've only ever died once, and all the times I've done this, so it definitely won't happen now. Okay, we're good. Yeah, you could just get meleeed right there and die, but we're fine. So yeah, this mission is, I think, the longest mission in the run.
Yeah, there's a pretty long timer of us just, playing tower defense or Ferris wheel defense.
Yeah.
It's very hard on veteran, but it can
yeah.
be consistent. It is definitely challenging and very iconic to get through that section.
And we're definitely just going to be ignoring everything Max says about putting us down, clear the enemy, or clear the room in front. And there's, this area is kind of like speed sensitive too. There are definitely, you can get dogs chasing after you, especially if you go a little faster. So I actually just completely stopped strafing in this area because I believe from what Who's has explained to me, we want the dogs to get far enough away so they kind of like de-aggro. I hear them behind me. I hope they don't chase me out
Think
here.
you're safe? Yeah, you're.
Yeah, once we get here, we're good. So yeah, they can definitely chase you, and you won't get red screened if they're chasing after you. You will just like die after they hit you enough times. So also, speaking of the dogs, we are going to recruit some dogs now in order to try to clear out a couple enemies for us here. So we're going to come over here, activate them, and then there are some enemies here, and they will just attack them. They completely avoid us for some reason. So go, my darlings. Go get them. They're on a mission.
Oh.
Okay, they might get him.
Maybe?
We'll see. I know, I think he
that
lived.
we need to take out here.
Yeah.
And maybe got the second one? Or
Nope.
there's still a chance.
Yep. I'm going to put Mac down.
I think you're good.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, so they got one of them, and we had that. So that's still time save. You can actually do that where like you just never have to put him down, but still pretty fast. So 1 for 2 is good. All right. So one of the reasons we picked up the G3 is that it shares ammo with the M21 sniper that we have, which is really valuable for this next section because there are about to be a ton of enemies. If you're wondering why I'm putting all these claymores down here, it's because we have to put down all the claymores to advance the mission, and we don't want to get trolled by them later. So we just kind of put them in a spot where they definitely won't hurt us. So I guess that sounded kind of sarcastic. Like I've never died to those, so that's a very safe place to put them. And now we're gonna get started with this. So basically, every single enemy in this area is gonna spawn right there, and we're just gonna be kind of spawn camping them for a bit. It's kind of a rough look for these guys. And so this is, I don't know, is this section, I've always wondered this, does how fast we do this actually matter? Is this timed at all, or is this effectively an auto-scroller?
This is essentially an auto-scroller,
okay.
Yeah. So there's not really too much to worry about here. On Veteran, obviously it can be very scary, and a revert would lose you a lot of time, but
yeah.
Here it's pretty cozy.
It is a little funny,
aside from what's happening on screen.
Yeah. No, this is objectively just one of my favorite strats because it's just so, I don't know. You're just laying into these guys so they all come out. It's pretty wild.
You can push up over to where these guys are coming out and actually make them spawn behind Bry right here, and that will open up a door where a piece of intel is hiding. So if you're ever collecting the intel, that's the one was kind of sneakily hidden there.
I didn't know that. That's pretty neat, actually. Oh, that must make the all intel part of this interesting.
Yeah.
I think we're good. Okay. So now we have a series of helicopters that are going to come in as part of the tower defense mission that this is. And I'm going to pre-place some C4 right over here, which is one of the areas that they're going to spawn. We're waiting for Mac to say something here. Inbound! Thank you, Mac. And so basically, we're just going to continue spawn killing people. That is, of course, the benefit of playing a game over and over, is you know exactly what's going to happen. So I believe, there's 4 of them, come out of each one.
Yep.
I'm going to try a cheeky little fun frag strat for this next one. Good. I know, it's great. And we're going to come here, hopefully get the frag in here. Think it's in there?
Think so?
No, I think it fell. Yeah, it did. I'm glad I moved backwards then, because I definitely would have died to that, which I've definitely never done before. And then these guys, that guy will die. Nice. And then these guys are down. Cool. So now we're effectively done with that, and we're just waiting for the helicopter. If some of the dogs live, one of my favorite things that happens in this part is they will actually start climbing those ropes. There's like a really awesome clip of my stream where the dogs literally just start climbing the ropes and killing the dudes as they're coming down. It is wild. It is,
They'll get really high up there. They'll almost like get into the helicopter.
yeah,
It's pretty wild.
It's pretty sick. So yeah, from here, you can see oh, there's somebody to my right. Oh, that's kind of scary. Mac actually does a lot of work here too. Like he'll just completely destroy people as they come out here, which is pretty nice. Really, like the only danger is you don't want people to get too close. So there is definitely like a small risk of death, but that's kind of about it. Yeah, but if you look at the meter or like the helicopter meter at the bottom of the screen, like it's gonna reach 2,000 and then it's gonna kind of reset and then it's gonna start closing really, really fast.
Target neutralized.
Thanks, Mac. There's this guy. Where are you? He's gonna blow up this car. Yeah. So I think we're good to go. Yep. Let's go. I'm honestly probably a little bit late, but that's fine.
We're hoping no one's hiding over here by the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I hope not.
I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Cool, so I'm gonna try to get up on this, like, kind of early. And then ideally, I'll place them down immediately. Nice. Cool. All right, there we go. That is 1 shot, 1 kill. And honestly, like, pretty smooth sailing overall. I mean, we got the 1 shot, 1 kill. That's always beneficial, so. Every time you mess up that shot, it's like a 45-second time loss. So hitting that first try feels pretty good. So yeah, now we're just chilling as we... There's a lot of missions in this game that end with a helicopter escort away from the mission. And then we're gonna go back to the present in the next mission now that the entire backstory of the game has been explained to us. Not that I explained it to you, I guess, but... Okay, so now this is Heat. We're not quite into Act 3 yet, but this is one of the, I think this is the penultimate chapter of Act 2, if I recall. This mission's pretty cool. I really enjoy playing it a lot. It's a lot of combat, but there's a lot of very like kind of specific stuff that you do. That again requires a lot of specific game knowledge of like these game scripts and like the triggers and like what you need to do to advance the game past certain points. So once again, like we're gonna completely disobey Price and shoot early. And we have to kill like 4 or 5 people here. And then what we're waiting for is we're waiting for a specific dialogue line before we kill more enemies. Copy, there we go, that's what we're waiting for. We're gonna kill like 3 people. I'm not sure if I've hit any of those guys, even though I wallbanged them, so we're gonna be extra safe and just get a little extra credit. So now the game progression has started. We're on a timer now, and we're gonna kind of set up for the next part. So we're gonna come up here, grab an RPG. Thankfully not get hit by that one. The enemies on the other side of the fence are just gonna be screaming the whole time. It's so dramatic. That exact line, or that exact audio plays every time. So we're setting up some claymores here because there's going to be kind of another like tower defense segment coming up. From what I understand, the only ones that really matter, at least according to Kluger, are these ones right here. Yep. I like putting down the other ones just because, like, I don't know. I've always done that. There we go. So smoke screens indicates that the game is advancing. We're going to run up this hill and prepare for the next section. They're going to tell us to like use a minigun, and we're just going to... We effectively completely skip that phase of this, as far as I know anyway. So... Dog in opposition with mortals, get a bottle of water. All right. So you're gonna hear a tick, and then all of then the helicopters should appear in the air instantly. That'll indicate that the claymores kind of like hit the kill quota, and the game progresses to the next section. After this goes dong.
There it is.
There we go.
So yeah, all those enemies should spawn right where I stacked all those claymores there. Which,
nice.
There we go.
Yep.
Hit the quota.
Now the other ones will tick off here. So this next section needs to be like kind of random. The game's gonna ask you to call down some mortar strikes, and from what I can tell, it's just random whether or not like you actually friendly fire your allies here. Okay, so we'll see if it actually happens, but I'm gonna do what the game tells me, and maybe I'll get punished, maybe I won't. We'll find out. Okay, cool. We didn't get trolled. Cool. So sometimes you can detonate that one, and you're detonating it kind of right on top of Christ. So you just basically kill him, and the game's like, "Oh, you friendly fired him. You suck," and then it reverts you to checkpoint. So
nice.
Fortunately, that went well. I'm glad because I don't know why it doesn't work.
And you also use the G36 there because the animation is actually the fastest with that gun for whatever reason.
Good call out. There,
saves a tiny bit of time. Minor optimization.
All right, so we're putting down that smoke for a reason. There's a bunch of tanks here that can absolutely destroy us if they have line of sight on us, so I forgot to do the QQ there. Whoops. By QQ, I mean double swap, because I have Q to swap. So, anyway, we have a Javelin now. We have to kill the rest of these tanks.
Did you just shoot that right through the rock?
Maybe? Oh, geez, that's a little scary. I'm going to play this extra safe. Can I do this laying down?
Yeah.
Cool.
You might need to stand up for a second.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, getting red screen here is really scary because, again, there's like a ton of enemies. This entire like retreat back down the hill is really terrifying. One of the scariest parts of the run, in my opinion, because, again, you don't really have a weapon to like fight back against these guys, and sometimes they can just beam you, kind of like this. So I'm going to kind of go down the hill, try and like LOS.
There's also a chance that if you hit a really good strafe, you can actually take fall damage.
Yeah.
If you're red screen, you will take yourself out.
You mentioned you mentioned that in your tutorial. Shout out your tutorials,
Yeah.
by the way, which I learned from.
There it is.
It's funny that Jaxler asked about how I learned this game, and I literally learned a lot from watching BT play. So,
And I was going to ask you how like slopes kind of interfere or mess with like strafe timing, for example.
slopes are kind of cool because you can actually do like true. You can actually do like true B hops off of them, which is really neat. Yeah, B hops don't really exist in this game unless you're under like very specific scenarios. So, yeah, now what we're trying to do is we're just trying to stay alive until this helicopter comes down. This is going to be like another mission that ends with a helicopter escort.
Yeah, with those B-hops
No,
too.
he wants to go all the way back down. Great line. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say with those B-hops as well. Like when we don't have sprint, they're like really pivotal if we can hit them to save a little bit of time. So we do look for those opportunities when they do pop up.
Cool, so we should be good. We're just kind of waiting for our allies to pour out of here, and we're good. Cool. Cool, so far so good. That was, I think, a pretty decent heat aside from getting red screen during the Javelin point. And now we're on to Sins of the Father, which is, again, one of my favorite levels to run. The entire back half of this game is super fun, and I would say one of the main reasons I keep running this game, so. And also, I think it has like the single biggest elevator in the game as well.
Flawless by far.
It definitely ends with a very, very, very cool strat. One of my favorites, with like a super nerdy specific lineup that you found, right?
Yeah,
So,
we'll see. I spent hours banging my head against the door frame, basically figuring it out. But we got there. We got something.
All right, so this is Sins of the Father. We're trying to find that arms dealer Zakei of his son, because as it turns out, he lived that shot and is somehow still alive. We're gonna collab these guys, ideally. I don't know if I killed them both. I'm not entirely sure, actually. It looked like I did, but maybe that was just a...
Oh, he's still up there.
He's still up there? Okay, I'm just gonna kill him right now, I think. I'm gonna throw the grenades and then kill him, because our allies definitely will not kill this guy. Where is he?
Left.
Okay, maybe he did die?
He might be dead. I think that was a sniper.
Oh, that was
there.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is pretty slow. I'm not that worried about it. I'm just trying to get through here like efficiently at this point. I need an MP5. Oh no, he's definitely still alive.
Oh yeah, he's still there. That's AK guy, yeah.
Okay. I just need an MP5. Where is my MP5? MP5. Thank you. Okay. So we need this MP5 because we need to pick up a G3. And as it turns out, the G3 looks really similar to the MP5. Hey, nice bounce. So it's just nice to... Oh, I got 2 bounces. Cool. 3 bounces? Oh. Anyway, it's just nice to not have to worry about that. The G3 is an extremely important weapon to get for the rest of this mission because the G3 does a ton of damage. Like every individual shot is effectively like a sniper shot.
Yep.
So there are some objectives that are going to be kind of damage gated, and that's going to allow us to deal with them extremely efficiently. So.
Yeah. And the MP5 is great too because a lot of the enemies that are next to the G3 guy have an MP5. So it's easier for him if the enemies die near each other to grab the G3 and not have to fumble through the guns. So
this is another part where we just blatantly disobey what Bryce tells us to do. We are definitely not doing that. So as soon as the bumper of the Jeep that, what's the KF son's name?
Victor.
Victor. As soon as Victor's bumper is right past the sign, we can shoot and then just effectively start this next part of the game. All right, I'm not quite there yet. So here's their G3 guy, right there.
And
that grenade always appears there.
He's just trying to help, but Grig's not the best at throwing grenades.
So I'm going to pick up the RPD for later, get the MP5 out. And we really need the G3 to be right there because Victor is going to run that way. And if we have too much distance between us and Victor, the game will consider us that we failed. And so we have to have the G3 far enough forward that we can grab it. Also, I feel like this guy looks like Steve Carell. I don't know if anyone else thinks he kind of.
I don't know if I see it, man.
I feel like he kind of looks like Steve Carell. I don't know.
Maybe certain angles, you know?
Yeah. So we're going to go chase after Steve Carell. All right, so let me find the G3. There we go.
No fail, that's great.
Yeah, yep. And then mostly, not quite full ammo, but close. Do a little reload cancel. This dog needs to take a nap. For safety, basically, if we can leave him alive, but if he chases us the whole time and we die or fail or have to, reload a checkpoint for some reason, we will go basically all the way back to this point because he's chasing us. And the game considers us to be in a combat state the entire time. So we're like effectively way ahead of Victor at this point.
Yeah, where are you going? He's back there.
Yeah, because we're just moving so fast. This mission's kind of funny. You can like really kind of like break the flow of it. It's just on account of like strafe jumping and knowing where to go. So there's the reason we grabbed the G3. Oh my god. We're fine. That was actually very scary. The reason we grabbed the G3 is I'm gonna be a little safe here.
Yeah, careful of the... Oof.
Yep, I know.
LMG guys.
I know. So that gun battery takes like 4 seconds to kill with any other weapon other than this one. So here's that elevator setup I was talking about. We're gonna get lined up with the door, jump away, go into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Jump crouch. Nope, I kind of messed it up. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jump crouch. Nice. There we go.
Who needs stairs?
That's sick.
And we need to not fall down there. Cool. So we've effectively skipped this entire sequence where we're kind of chasing Victor through the house. We're going to shoot our allies because they get in our way. You kind of have like friendly fire is like a currency in this game. You could shoot your allies so many times before the game is like, hey, don't do that, and revert you to checkpoint. So we skipped all of the triggers in this mission, and we effectively teleported Victor to the top of the building. And so now what we need to do during this sequence where the game is, or where the level is ending and there's dialogue, is we need to go back and retroactively hit and not die here. There we go. We need to retroactively hit all the triggers that we skipped. So it's pretty cool that the game functions like this. And this is honestly, Jaxler, you talked about like some similarities to Titanfall. This is very much like a Titanfall type skip where, we skipped everything. Now we have to hit, and we can go back and retroactively hit triggers and the game still progresses like that. So there we go. We go down the stairs and the mission ends. So that's really cool. That was Sins of the Father. And now we're on to Ultimatum. So
officially into Act 3 now.
Officially into the final act of the game. And all of these missions are back to back to back, just really difficult. A lot of opportunities for like deaths or soft locks or whatever. And we're doing a pretty specific strat here where we want these enemies that are out in the forest looking for us to walk forward. I'm going to wait for Bryce to say move. The one time I listened to him. And our allies all have like aimbot here, which is really nice. All these guys should just die. Apparently I didn't kill anybody. Oh, that guy's in last stand. And in an ideal world, all of our allies should be sprinting here. I hope. Nice. Yeah. So if you don't do that sequence of events in like a specific order, for some, like there will just be times where your allies will just be like kind of walking the whole way. So that's a very specific strat to allow them to. That's intentional. That's a very specific
currency
strat.
we were talking about.
I kind of forgot about that. Yep.
I was just not prepared for that.
He that's to enable a strat coming up here.
Yeah.
So
He does kind of get in the way of teammates, and we don't really want to.
yeah. There's a very cool strat I'm going to go for. I really hope I get it because it's very finicky. So we're going to come up here, not go too far up the stairs, kill those guys, get into a specific spot. Now I'm going to shoot in front of Gaz right here. That might work. And then when I turn around, he should be teleporting through those ceilings. Nice!
There he goes.
We got it. Okay, hell yeah.
Later, dude.
That's one of my favorite strats.
It's so cool.
It saves like 6 seconds too. It's like a pretty decent time save. And that's one of the reasons we killed that ally is because he can affect his pathing there.
Oh, like push him out of the way.
Yeah, that prevents him from doing that. It's definitely like, I was maybe like 20% consistent with that until I started killing that guy, and now it's probably gone up to more like 80%. So
I feel a little bit better about us shooting him in the head.
yeah. We're going to shoot him again, by the way.
Oh,
It will. Yeah.
awesome.
He dies and then spawns at the very beginning of the level and then runs through again and then just to get killed again, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we're going to wallbang these guys. We're looking for Griggs, who was present in the American part of the game, and now he's kind of part of our task force trying to stop these Russian ultra-nationalists. And we're waiting for this guy to come up the stairs. Goodbye, Mario.
There he goes. Back to spawn.
Back to spawn for you. Yeah. Free Griggs. And there's like a I don't really know why the strat works. I just kind of, again, I'm just kind of doing what Kluger tells me to right here. So we're going to come over here, stand in this spot, walk over here, stand in this spot, look at the minimap, wait for the arrows to wiggle,
outside all the C4.
There we go. Okay, so now what that should do is that should cause our allies to move forward faster and ideally in an order that we prefer because we need both Gaz and Griggs to get to this fence over. To get to this fence over here in order to progress the mission. There's technically a bounce you can do to skip this, but I've never hit it once. It's incredibly hard and it only saves like 2 seconds. So.
Yeah, it's near impossible.
Yep, so let's see. We got Gaz. That's a good spot for him. We got Griggs. Cool. Price is the slow one. We don't care about him. There's a frag strat I can go for here, but it's a little risky, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to opt for this one. These frag strats, like this is these are some of the hardest frag boosts in the game, in my opinion. They're all extremely finicky as far as, you can see it, like I threw it out and we didn't even move. They're extremely finicky in terms of like positioning and where your allies are and everything like that. So we're just trying to get these guys to sprint. There we go.
Still pretty good.
This was like average. Yeah, I usually get like 1 or 2 of them. So as you can see, they're both getting here way in front of Price. You can kind of get an idea of like how much time that saves considering Griggs was pretty close to him. So yeah, very, very important frag boost. If you hit like all of them, it's a massive difference. So
yeah, Price doesn't matter as far as where he is because he's going to get teleported later here.
Yeah. And the mission is also going to end with us having to get Griggs and Price into a certain area. So again, that's always been kind of like a running theme throughout this run. So coming up here, honestly, like a pretty scary part of the run overall. There's a lot of these red barrels that you just get one-shotted by. So there's a lot of kind of safety that we take into account here by getting rid of them. There's also a lot of allies. There's RPGs on the rooftops. Shout out Next Racer. Yeah, there's red barrels right there. It's just this whole mission is really scary. I don't like it. I don't like this part anyway. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to run here and then run back. And once we hit that point, it causes Price and Griggs to start moving forward. And we're just going to try and kill some enemies here in order to get them to run forward faster. You can see they're both there. I think pretty good teammates.
Yeah.
Overall. So now we're going to run to where the mission ends. And then we're going to run away as fast as we can from where the mission ends. So we go there. Let's see. Price and Griggs. Pretty fast.
They're schmoovin'.
They're definitely schmoovin'. This is good teammates. Which kind of makes this next segment like a little difficult. Because oops, here. Oh my god, I got sniped. Okay, so we're not going to get the full skip here, basically. Oh.
No! It was just barely in range.
Wow. I hope I'm not too far back. Oh, okay.
That's not bad.
That's actually a super good checkpoint.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's the best checkpoint I've ever had here. I guess I was just in range. So hopefully I don't get sniped this time. That'd be cool. I'd prefer that, since that was kind of the catalyst for that whole thing happening. Apparently that guy's invincible to grenades. Okay, so basically what we want to do is we want to get... Oh my god, these are still alive. We want to get as far away as possible because the dialogue here is based on proximity. I don't even know if I got it, but once you get far enough away, it'll just like skip some of the dialogue that plays out at the end. What's happening is that the Russian ultranationalists have launched nukes at America, which, you know, it's Call of Duty, of course, is going to be over the top like that. So the preceding missions are going to be about disarming the nukes as quickly as possible. So I think we got at least some of the dialogue skip. I'm not really sure, actually, but...
No, I think you still save time there.
Cool.
Yep.
Now, these next 2 missions are easily the scariest in the whole run. The risk of death is now extremely high. The enemy density is, like, cranked up. And this one is called All In, which is really pretty...
Fitting name.
Fitting name for some of the strats we go for here. So I'm trying to clear some enemies out of the way here. There's a bunch of tanks that we have to destroy. And as you can tell, there are a ton of enemies all over the place. So this section right here is definitely kind of like the make or break part. I'm going to hope I got close enough to prevent spawns.
Yep.
I did. Make this jump, please. Oh, okay. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please. Oh, wait. I messed up. That's fine. Okay, so there was a fast strat I could have gone for. Oh, I'm still red screened? Okay. Well, that's interesting. There's a fast strat I could have gone for, but I like just kind of fat fingered the button that I was supposed to do. So we're going to take a slightly slower strat here. If I was going... Oh, my God. Sorry, I'm kind of improving right now. If I was going fast enough, I could have shot those red barrels to blow up that other tank. Fortunately, it looks like our allies are fast.
Is that Gaz?
Oh, that's not Gaz.
I think you're good.
I think I'm good. I think they're just so far forward.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that would have happened that didn't happen because I was slow, but considering like the alternative was, you know, maybe dying, we take those.
Yes.
For sure. So
especially because I don't know where that checkpoint was before. It could have been really...
It could have been like at the beginning of the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that we got through here deathless, even if I didn't do all the strats I wanted, is kind of chilling. I'm fine with that.
That jump onto the helicopter was sick, though. I think the RPG actually like kind of gave you a little bit of momentum.
I think a little bit.
there.
Yeah, because the strafe didn't feel optimal there for sure. So anyway, now we go into probably the hardest mission in the game, which is also the penultimate one. No fighting in the war room. I mentioned before that enemy melee attacks can one-shot you. And basically what's going to be happening is we're going to be running through, you know, like 8-foot wide corridors that are packed with enemies that all want to kill us. So I really kind of like that this is like the second to last mission in the run, because it's just, it makes for some good drama. You know what I mean? I like being a little scared at the end of my speedrun. So
there is also a chance that we could
don't even speak it into existence.
I won't.
Don't even speak it into existence.
I won't. You know what? Everything's going to go great.
There's a chance we could have fun.
That's right.
There's a chance we can have a lot of fun, which I really hope happens. So there's kind of like a general path I take through here. With the reason we grabbed the RPG is specifically for doing kind of like the spray and pray. If I die here, it's not that big of a deal. It's expected. This mission's scary. Okay, I got through here. I got through there without getting red screen. That's good. There's like a somewhat new strat I'm going to do up here. We don't usually flashbang these guys, but we just started doing it now. Instead of like having to grenade launch them. Oh my god. Oh dear god. Oh dear god. How am I alive?
I think you might be fine here.
Please don't run up on me.
You're good.
How did I live? Okay. All right. This is what I'm talking about. Now this section is also very... Oh god. You can see he almost meleeed me. Please don't kill me. Please get on my way. Give me the G3 because it's out of ammo. Okay, I'm red screen. Oh, no. He meleeed me. I almost got around him. I'm curious where this checkpoint is going to be. It might be at the start. It's at the start.
Oh, damn.
That one hurts. And that one's kind of on me. I just kind of got a little scared. Can you? So you can kind of get... This is a pretty good, like, example.
This is on recruit, too. That's
This
great.
is on recruit, yeah. So now I'm red screen. I'm going to wait before I go around the corner here. That should be enough time. Hopefully my flashbang here is a little bit better and doesn't cause all the guys to be like completely grouped up. That was kind of like the catalyst for all this happening. There we go.
That's how it's supposed to go.
That's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, you can already tell this is going a little bit better. A lot of this mission like is kind of like spray and pray, but this is really like this mission really is just like a very difficult skill check. I'm gonna run forward here. There's like some you can get shot in the back, so I'm just gonna kind of take my time. AK, thank you. Okay, now we're through here. Check the mini-map. No soft lock.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was maybe hinting at earlier. There is a chance, yeah, on this level, you get all the way to this point and Price just doesn't close the door. There's a teammate that's supposed to despawn back there. He doesn't, and the game won't proceed. And there's nothing you can do to fix it, at least to our knowledge.
Okay, so now we're waiting here for a bit for this door to open, and then there's going to be a sequence of combat sequences that I think honestly are pretty cool. Like they're challenging, but they're cool. That's another thing I think to talk about with this game is that, you know, for it being on recruit difficulty, the combat of this game is legit like super fun in a speedrun perspective, or from a speedrun perspective. I really enjoy a lot of it.
Yeah, I love all the setups you have for like nade placements and like C4s and stuff like that. It's
yeah.
really,
A lot of optimizations.
Yeah.
Like even here right now, like he's saving a tube here by using C4 instead.
Yeah, so there's kind of a sequence of events we're going to do here. Shoot the C4, tube in there, reload, cancel the tube, kill this guy, pull the tube back out, kill all these guys, swap back, kill that guy's in last stand, get that guy. Oh, did he die? No, I only shot him once and it's not one shot, one kill. There we go. Okay, pretty decent aside from like the reload I did there. Make sure everything is reloaded. It's very easy to forget and you definitely need like full ammo at all times. Okay.
Affirmative. Preparing to breach. Soap, plant the explosives. Go.
Okay. All right. Kill these guys. Tube through there. Should be everyone. Who are we missing? Good. Okay.
Solid clear.
Yeah, so what I'm going to try to do now is a very specific like frag setup in order to... Oh, neither Griggs or Price did what I wanted them to.
They just don't care.
That was not chill of them. So ideally what would have happened is we would have got both of them to run through here and that would have just, you know, prevented, or that would have like saved us a little bit of time for them to open the next door. But literally none of those did what I wanted it to. So you can kind of get an example of like the finickiness of frag boost. So at least this gives us enough time to kind of like get all of our stuff reloaded, get everything ready for the next section. Because we want to do this clear at the end as optimally as possible. So you'll notice like this door isn't going to open until Griggs and Price reach a certain point. Right there. Here we go. Looks good. Good. Okay.
Clean.
Good clear. Nice. Okay. So now there's only one more section left. We're effectively done with all the scary stuff. We can technically still die, but hopefully it's smooth sailing from here. And once we're done with this mission, the last mission is largely an auto-scroller. This is really the last kind of skill check in the game. So
Where the hell are you guys?
We're coming up the lift. Stand by.
You know, sir, I wouldn't mind getting a shot at Takeo.
Yeah, well, get in line, mate. If he didn't find us first.
all right, so there's a bunch of enemies in this garage over here. And as soon as we call them, the mission ends. There's a lot of like explosive barrels. So I'm gonna throw some C4, hope I get him. And then if not, we just swap to this. I think there's one alive at the no, I think
go.
that's good. Oh, that was really fast.
Oh,
Wait.
there we are. Yep.
Okay.
There's a barrel to the right of the truck, and yeah, that can happen. Even
Okay,
after
that's
it's all clear.
literally never happened to me before, so. I love how disappointed your tone was, BT. There we are.
Well, I didn't want to backseat. I was like, he's a little to the right here. Could be dangerous.
It was a little funny. And okay, you can tell how much better that it's funny that like I was in here and I still died to it. Anyway, okay, that was
There we
no
go.
fighting in the war room, and we have this is the final mission. This is it, and it's
Game over.
an auto scroller. So, you know, if we were at home, words on stream, you know that's up right now. So, so yeah, you can technically die here, but largely you're just kind of chilling. A little unfortunate, I think, that the game ends with an auto scroller, but I don't know. It kind of allows you, it gives you time, especially at the end of a run, to like reflect on it. Especially at the end of a PB, you know, it's really fun to have everybody piling in, getting ready to celebrate and stuff. So it's fun run. Fun
Doing
run.
some math to see, you know, what's the final time going to be? Or,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Exactly. But yeah, on that note, I would say ultimately, like, there are some tricks I would have liked to hit, but I think for me, the fact that I got first try CDS
Huge.
is kind of all I wanted. As soon as we hit that, I was like, dude, I could like, we would have to mercy kill a run and I'd be fine at this point. I hit CDS first try, so.
Yeah, the biggest danger here is these RPG guys that spawn. If you miss time a reload, they can get a shot off and potentially take you out.
Yeah, getting hit with an RPG does immediately red screen you, is the danger. Like, I think RPGs and sniper shots will just immediately red screen you. And again, you have that temporary invincibility, but it is, you know, only temporary. Also, this mission is really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very loud.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
I hear.
This game in general is just super loud. Is this mission like any more difficult on veteran?
Yeah, the end, I would say.
Oh, the end, for
Definitely,
sure. I can see that, yeah.
But it can be dangerous for sure. Yeah.
This game's that hard on recruit. I can't imagine how hard the veteran run must be.
It's tough. It's tough. Who's actually got a really big improvement on the veteran time? He didn't have to bot me as hard as he did, but he got a really, really nice run. Did a lot of optimizations, and there's a lot of ways to skip the enemies or find safe ways around them, which is really interesting. Pretty different run.
I guess while we're doing this, I'll take some time to get some shout-outs in. I want to give a very special shout-out to two of my friends that came up from Portland to see this run for the very first time. This is their first time like at any sort of like GDQ-like event, so it's really cool that we're here on the West Coast. Shout-out V and John, who are sitting behind me to my left. They drove to see the run. I really appreciate them coming out to support, so thank y'all so much. I appreciate and love you both a ton. And I want to shout out my stream community, and especially all my mods, and especially Next Racer and Sapphire and Pink, who make appearances in this game. Not actually, it's kind of a little fun inside joke for us, but yeah, shout out everybody that is here and watched. I was really surprised with just how packed this stream room has been all day. I know it's like Saturday at PAX, but the fact that like so many people, I don't know, you're always like kind of humbled when people show up to watch you play a video game. So thanks everybody for being here. I have had a ton of time. I've had a ton of fun doing this run. And a special shout out to the three dudes sitting behind me. I didn't expect to, you know, get to meet BT here today. So the fact that he was able to make it here, the fact that Eric is here and put on an incredible Call of Duty 2 run yesterday, which is like one of my favorite COD runs. It's been really cool. This has just been like a super dope event all around. And shout out Jaxler for that Pumpkin Jack run earlier.
Thank you.
Pumpkin Jaxler, I've wanted to have you on a couch of mine for a really long time. So I'm really glad that we finally got the opportunity to do this because it's super fun.
Thanks for having me.
Super fun to work with you, man.
Oh my goodness.
The run is verified now. This is the only time in the game you can get the M60.
One and only place.
And at this couch, if y'all have anything you want to say or any like final shouts or anything, is by all means, like go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go really quick. Shout out to my wife Amber at home watching. Best supporter of all time. I love you so much. And yeah, it's my first GDQ. It's been hype and first PAX ever. So it's been a great time.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
Shout out to the Call of Duty Discord. If you're interested in Call of Duty speedrunning, please stop by. Got a bunch of friendly people help you around. Yeah, great community.
And how about you, Jax?
I don't have much to say other than thank you for letting me be on your couch.
Dude.
And I want to remind everyone who's here in person and in chat right now, go follow Brian on Twitch, twitch.tv/bryonato.
Thank you.
Do it.
I appreciate
Do yourself
that.
a favor. If you enjoyed watching this, you can watch it.
There will be more of this, and then also my Halo 3 co-op team and I are going for a world record for Halo 3 co-op 4-player legendary. So if any of that sounds interesting, yeah, be sure to tune in.
Those are great streams.
Yeah,
The
Those are
co-op
great
runs are a
vibes.
great time.
yeah. And if you missed our run at SGDQ, I would encourage you to go check that out because that was probably my favorite speed run I've ever done of all time. So
Yeah.
all right, so time is coming up. It'll be once the crosshair in the middle of the screen disappears. Also, RIP Gaz. This is really a pretty tragic scene, I must say.
Yeah. A little sad. Especially because we have to watch it every time, you know?
You do have to watch it every time, yeah. We're just waiting for Price to slide us our gun. Oh, and by the way, folks, when this run is over, stick around for Titanfall 2.
I was about to say.
If you have never seen that before, that is literally like my favorite speedrun of all time. And Clipboard Guy is the world record holder, so the fact that he's here is pretty... Hello? The fact that he's here is pretty sick, and... Hello? Time. There we go. Did we come in underestimate? Nice.
135.
Okay,
Cool.
cool, cool, cool.
Nicely done.
I wasn't sure for a sec. I've never had a run go over estimates, but I was like, come on. All right. We already got all our shout-outs in, so thank you all so much for... Oh, my God. There's a lot of people. Thank you all so much for watching. Please stick around for Titanfall 2. It's coming up right after this, and I hope you have an excellent rest of your PAX West. Thank you.